So with that, we would like to turn to another national success story led by one of the key driving forces behind digital transformation in the kingdom, the Digital Government Authority, DGA. So this session is co-led by Osama, excuse me, I think, I'm sorry. So the showcase now is with Gosi. So apologies for that. So we would like to welcome our Gosi leader, Mr. Ahmed Mubarak, who currently leads digital transformation and IT governance at Gosi. Your role is aligning business and technology strategies as a GM of IT planning and governance. Mr. Ahmed drives agile practices, lean governance, and operating model optimization. He is joined by Manuel Toma, executive director and partner at Bruhati, which is you are a TOGAF certified expert with extensive experience in enterprise architecture and digital transformation across industries and session. So the session will really showcase how Gosi is leveraging federated EA governance, lean portfolio management, and data-driven decision-making to align strategic objective with operational execution. It highlights practical insights from Gosi collaboration with the open group. We all seek practical insights and other players in the kingdom offering a replicable model for everybody in the audience. Please join me with a warm welcome for our co-speakers on the stage.
Thank you. Shukran. Shukran. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And first of all, I would like to thank for Mr. Steve and the rest of Open Group for running such great event and having this 2 days of sessions that's going to be filled with knowledge and will allow us to be connected with the great leaders from different industries and from different even agencies. So we are really happy to be here, myself representing GUZI, General Organization for Social Insurance, and Mr. Manuel, who we are going to co-present one of our own success stories and success journeys in order to enable the enterprise architecture function as an integral part of the digital transformation. First of all, I think you already had an introduction. Thank you for introducing us. We'll not take much time in terms of introducing ourselves. I'm representing GUZI as an IT digital transformation. Also, I'll leave this to Mr. Manuel in order to introduce himself.
Thank you, Mr. Mubarak. Yeah, again, we've been fairly introduced. I mean, what's important here is that I work for this organization, which is an enterprise architecture expert firm. And we collaborate with the organization across EMEA. So GOSI is clearly one of our partners, and we're very, very happy and proud to be able to present today. I mean, there are my contacts there in case you want to talk to me or connect on LinkedIn. I really believe the forum is all about knowledge sharing, so that's an important point. And the talk we start with an introduction around GOSI. Please, Mr. Mubarak.
Thank you. Before the introduction, I would like to thank you, Mr. Rashid, on the great speech that you have delivered, and we are really excited to be part of this Open Digital Transformation Forum. As one of the, let's say, we have to be proud of this. We consider as a GUZI as the #1 ranked in other agencies in terms of the digital transformation by the Digital Government Authority. I think we have some representative from Digital Government Authority, and we are very lucky within the digital government or within Saudi Arabia to have an active digital government authority who is helping all organizations in order to embrace the digital transformation when it's come to not only the automation, in order to be an integral part within the whole organization, building the right capability across different sectors within the organization is not only about the automation, it's about building the right capability across different elements. Today, let me give me an introduction about what is GUSI. So GUSI is the social insurance, the pension fund, and the social security agencies. We are serving more than 14 million customers. Also, we are serving more than 2.7 million establishments. Our payroll is 10 billion SAR in a monthly base, paid to our own beneficiaries. We, alhamdulillah, have till now, we have more than 170 million online transactions. More than 99% of our own transactions are digital, performed through digital channels. We are proud that we introduced a new challenge, a new target for us. We called it straight-through processing. We don't believe in only the automation and online services, but how to provide those kind of services in a straight-through manner. No need for workflows, no need for approvals. It's a real-time service that is fulfilled to our own customer. We launched our own super app strategy, where, alhamdulillah, it's like building an ecosystem around our own customers. Today, we completed like a year since we launched our own super app. More than now 4.8 million downloads, and it's ranked 4.7, the second best app in the App Store and Play Store. Also, we are providing proactive services. So one of the things that we are trying to have is to integrate with other agencies in order to provide proactive services before the client, before the customer is asking for it, even before he's aware that the service is provided for him. So we also work on such kind of values and principles. And this is only happening just because the organization is belief on the digital transformation, is not part of like an IT department. It's a whole DNA of the whole organization. So just to give an overview about our own EA activity, who helped Mr. Rashid today spoke about multiple activities, multiple, let's say, ideas. And without having like an active and effective enterprise architecture function within the organization, those kind of ideas will not be seen as a real value to the organization. I'll leave this presentation for Mr. Manuel to give an overview about how to have like an autonomous EA function.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mubarak. So yeah, we spoke a lot about what are the future trends. Mr. Rashid was clearly talking about AI a lot. What does AI mean? I mean, if we look at Gartner, what Gartner states is by 2028, 55% of enterprise architecture governance will be machine mediated, which means there will be machine-man interaction. And the industry is currently moving from a reactive to a proactive approach. We spoke about being proactive. And it used to be a centralized model where architecture review boards and boards as general used to be a little bit of an hindrance to agility and speed. Now industry is moving towards more of a federated model with a vision of going towards an automated model where AI will tell us what are the important ticket items, suggest governance activities, and then we will take more decisions. If we look at another big player in the industry, BizDesign, one of the strong transformation leaders, they are stating, together with Forrester, that the biggest challenge organizations are facing, this was 2024, but still valid in 25, is that we have a gap when we're trying to follow the money. If we want, we know how much money we're spending in IT, but we are struggling to understand how is that money linked to the business objectives, the business strategy. So it's very, very important that we use two practices together in order to achieve that. From one side, the enterprise architecture practice. From the other side, the strategic portfolio management. In GOSI, we have also lean portfolio management because they're using a scaled agile as a practice. And they together can help us fill in that gap. Enterprise architecture can help us with identifying the implication of change. That's what I call dependency management. We're going to see more about that in a minute. Identify transparency in our IT landscape and prioritization. We're all EAs here, so we know that. Together with the strategic portfolio management practice, we can actually fill the gap of linking business strategy with our IT initiatives. We need to be able to identify not only that flow, but also well-defined change and have roadmap. So making sure IT investments are prioritized for business outcome. Okay, so these practices are great together. We're going to see how this is helping also GOSI in defining the planning and IT governance department objectives. Mr. Mubarak.
Thank you. So as Abu Muhammad said today, digital transformation is not an IT strategy. It's a business strategy. And every organization today had or should have a kind of business strategy that enabling some sort of digital activities or digital capability within the organization. At GOSI, we had our own business digital transformation strategy, which has a lot of capabilities and a lot of features and components that need to be there. And we thought within the enterprise architecture, what is the best way to control such kind of strategy in order to be executed in the right manner? As Mr. Manuel said, having a robust EA activities where we'll be showing case right now, and having the right lean portfolio management who control the demand coming from the business is something that is very important. But before this, we agreed on a set of principles, 8 principles, just to take into consideration these kind of complexities that we have in place. So we have today more than 280 applications. We have more than 320 business capability where we talk about different functions within the organization. And also, we are currently running 100 projects simultaneously. So when it comes to this, we brought some of the objective from the enterprise architecture and principles. We said that it's very important to have a value realization concept when it comes to the organization. It's very important to think about the investment optimization. It's very important to take care of the dependency management between different layers of the components within the organization. It's very important to have the oversight. It's very important to adapt the agility in a core of all of our own activities. Like what Manuel said, we are at GOSI, we are heavily practicing scale agile framework in different levels of the organization. We need to maintain the standardization and best practices and reference architecture as mentioned by Abu Muhammad today. Innovation is an integral part of the whole organization in terms of the culture, in terms of incubation, in terms of funding, in terms of other aspects. And the strategic alignment is very important to link everything to those kind of activity. So, so in order to do we need to make sure that we are following the best practices. So we have looked into TOGAF as the best practice and framework in order to make sure that we have this kind of interconnecting between different capability, different frameworks. And also we looked into NURA, which is the national the national standard for the enterprise architecture running by our colleagues on the DGA, which is very heavy with all of those activities and standardization and reference architecture in terms of helping the organization in order to build this kind of understanding and interconnectivity. So we talked both of these frameworks and best practices and put it all together to come up with the right governance and the right mixture for the organization to build the whole value and pipeline. So when we talk about the approach, when we talk about the demand management, for example, and to make sure that we have the right governance across the whole value of the organization, where we define the strategic themes, where those strategic themes has to be linked with every single activities we are doing within the organization, going through the whole cycle of the demand management, reaching into understanding what every team are doing when it's come to their own backlogs, what they are trying to do, what they are busy with within the whole day of their life. And I'll leave the rest of explanation for this kind of flow to Mr. Manuel to give more insight about how we interconnect this kind of activities capability with SAFE framework, with TUGAF, with Noura, and alongside with our own tool set that we have in place.
Thank you, Mr. Mubarak. So here we're talking about governance areas. And when we talk about transformation, digital transformation, we need to look at it holistically from the beginning to the end of the life cycle. And today we're going to try and provide you some insights. We can simplify this breaking up in 3 areas: the demand assessment part, the change definition part, and then governing delivery. It's very important that portfolio team and EA team, we have representatives from GOSI today of those two teams, work together to be able to well-define change across the life cycle and govern it. So Mr. Mubarak spoke a lot about that, and I stress it. Strategy alignment is paramount. We've seen that today. It's all about outcomes and be able to prove that outcome. So we have been working together to try and make sure that everything in GOSI through this life cycle boils down to linking that back to the outcome and the strategic alignment from a business perspective. It's also very important that portfolio team and EA team work to define change as early on as possible in a very clear way. Identify the impact of change. We are going to see a bit more about that very quickly. And then making sure that an early recommendation is given. So in the early demand life cycle, we try and make sure the architecture team has a very important role to be able to recommend going forward or even stopping certain type of change. Clearly, there might be several reasons, especially when we know something is already going on. And enterprise architecture can help us fitting that change in the right bucket. As Mr. Mubarak was saying, they're using Scaled Agile, and they organize themselves in agile portfolio of change. So the delivery there is done by portfolios, where applications are grouped by portfolio. And this allowed us to be able to have a specific governance structure we are going to see in a second. During change definition, again, making sure that we're aligned back to strategy and the architectural boundaries are there. Architecture runway is what SAFE calls it. And if products need to be selected or procured, enterprise architecture plays a strong role there, working together with procurement and the other part of the organization. Also to look at the IT investment. Again, let's remember, let's follow the money. That brings great value to the organization. For what concerns then delivery and delivery governance, we are going to see in the next slides. Before that, Mr. Mubarak is going to explain us a bit more about the governance structures in GOSI.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So in order to match this kind of requirement, we need to make sure that we have the right structure of the enterprise architecture. We need to make sure that we have a standardized operating model that we follow in order to make sure that things are very well controlled. So we started by building the house of the enterprise architecture. So we built the house of the enterprise architecture. We defined the vision, we defined the mission, and we defined multiple activities that need to be there, including a very let's say, robust communication plan for the whole organization about what is the enterprise architecture. Many organizations, many sectors, they don't understand what is the role of enterprise architecture. So we had this kind of main principles that we took into consideration to educate and to elevate the knowledge for the whole organization to how to elevate this kind of activities within their own activities. So we built after that an interaction model, and we'll give some snippet about this when we get to the next slides. And we built our own activities based on technologies, processes, and people. So we, as mentioned by Abu Muhammad today, people is very important element when it's come to maintaining their own availability, making sure they are very well educated when it comes to the multiple activities. So we built the right org structure, we built the RASI matrix, we created the right responsibilities within the group. Then we start working on the processes, how to make sure the right processes in order to interact with other element of the organization. Then when it comes to the change activities, as I said, we have multiple domains based on Scale Agile framework, where it defines all of those activities, and we have this kind of sprints and product increment planning every 10 weeks, and we have the strategic themes reviews between IT and business just to make sure that things are very clear and very close to each other. Then we introduced the lean portfolio management concept, who is going to control the whole cycle from demand till the value realization within the organization. More insight about this and how we created a set of activities in the organization will be introduced by Mr. Manuel.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed. So if we want to go a little bit in more detail, I'll try and go fast here because we spoke a lot about this. The main takeaway on this slide is enterprise architecture team and portfolio teams are very, very busy, and there's a lot going on. In every large enterprise, how can we make sure we can focus on the right stuff that needs to be governed? So we have put in place a mechanism that uses machine-mediated interaction to be able to identify complex change. Complex change, it is managed by the enterprise architecture team directly, and we do follow a traditional approach of having a centralized architecture review board there. For simple change, or medium simple change, and in large organizations, simple change can be quite big anyway, we are going to leave to the portfolios the ability to govern and self-govern. This is called federated model. And in there, we established a body called TAC, the Technology Authority Committee, that is there to be able to self-manage inside the portfolio governance activities. What's very important as well is we've done quite a lot of work to try and also look at the end, the bottom of the funnel here, delivery compliance, making sure that at the end of every deliver item, we do have the value, and because we work agile, we can do it quite fast. And that allows us to steer very quickly towards the right decision. If we look in more detail, I'm not going to go deeper than this, the way that we perform governance now in GOSI is a dual way. So what's very important is that we look at the approach of governing digital transformation from two perspectives, top-down and bottom-up. Where top-down is the classic, what you would expect. We have portfolio team defining strategic demands, quickly going to the enterprise architecture team to try and understand the impact of that demand. We use a concept of ARIX, Architecture Index Scoring. It's a very simple number, 1, 2, 3, where 3 is large and complex change. So we funnel complex change. And again, we delivered together a machine-mediated process to help taking the decision on that complexity very quickly. And we orchestrate through workflows across different governance entities based on the fact that with simpler change can go directly to a TAC. So we can leave portfolios do what they do best, which is deliver change, and do it at pace. And we only intervene when there is an important decision to be taken. The bottom-up approach is super important as well, because when we are in delivery, we all know that things can change. Scope gets defined also during work streams execution, and it can happen that that scope grows. All of a sudden, it is not simple change anymore. So it's important that to have a mechanism, a feedback loop from portfolios back to central governance, in this case the portfolio team, to be able to then feed that back for assessment. Okay, we spoke a lot about outcomes, and outcomes can be represented in many ways. Today we're going to see some graphical representation of dashboards. Based on what Mr. Mubarak was showing us before, our core objectives, what have we done at GOSI, and how do we control the achievement of those objectives?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, one of the important elements when it comes to enabling the enterprise architecture function, we said people and process, also technology and tool is very important. In taking like informed decision based on the data is very important. So we utilized a tool set that help us to maintain all different elements and all different dependencies between the organizations. So if you look into this, today we are able to link any objective within the organization with any activities that is done by even the smallest team within the organization. So we have a set of strategic goals and we have a set of strategic themes. Then it's very well linked to the projects that we have in the organization, and it can be reached on the feature level even though. So this is one of the great elements that we were able to link and interconnect using the tool that we are having as of today.
Yes, there's another one.
Yeah, also when it comes to return on investment, so we are a governmental agency, so the return is not going to be money, it's going to be customer satisfaction. So one of the main return on the investment that we really care about is the satisfaction and achieving the KPIs across all of those like initiatives. So also through the EA tool, Alphabet that we are using today is helping us in order to make sure that even the benefits, the KPIs, the return of investment that happen for each initiatives are very well tracked in a monthly basis. So this is one of the things that we really track in such a case to make sure that we have the right quality within the organization, making sure that we have KPI defined at the beginning of each initiative linked to those strategic elements, would make sure that we realize the value of each of those initiatives when it comes to the realization phase.
Yes, and now we talk a little bit more about EA. So all the EAs are excited in the room. We have business architecture of GOSI, a part of it, represented on the screen. This is to say that dependency management or identifying the architecture element impacted is super important. It won't change. Actually, is even more important because we spoke about good quality data. So we've done a lot of work to be able to have that represented centrally, and the EA team can pick from their own repository and very clearly identify impact on business, data, application, technology domains. And it's super important also as an enabler for innovation. Today we want to innovate. We need to understand our own capabilities. What's a business capability? It tells you what the organization does, right? So we need to identify the one that we are doing well, the one we are not doing well enough, and the one that we need to add.
If you allow me just to add one point,
sure.
I remembered about this case. When it comes to the dependency management and making sure that we are able to link things all together. Everyone remember last week there has been a SharePoint zero-day exploit where there has been a widely exploited threats happening within the whole worldwide when this kind of vulnerability disclosed. So we received, as an enterprise architecture, a request to stop the SharePoint immediately because there is no patch happening. And they asked us for the impact of doing this. What is the impact if we stop the SharePoint within the organization? Being able to have all of those information available on our own EA tool helped us to even understand what is the objectives that is going to be impacted by just switching off the SharePoint. What is the business capability? What is the systems that's going to be impacted by just switching this kind of component within the organization? This kind of dependency management and enablement for the real-time impact analysis is something that every EA team is dreaming about. And this is one of the things that we really recommend to have this kind of, let's say, toolset within the organization in order to help the informed decision based on the data that is available within the organization.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how did we build this? How do we actually do our job, which is the one to govern digital transformation? If we want to be formal, and I'm sure DGA will like this, is we offer EA services to the organization, right? So we have enterprise architecture team, we offer services. And for the IT planning and governance department, it's very important to understand what these services impact is on the digital transformation. So we haven't only linked the strategy to our digital transformation, we also linked the EA activities. We have a central repository and a dashboard that allows us to see, I don't know if you can read it very well, but to see things in perspective and try and slice and dice. So by portfolio, we can actually start analyzing what is the impact of EA. We can do it by EA service and say, as an example, organizational change, which is the service allows us to also do dependency management. We can filter by that and see the impact literally on all the epics that we are currently delivering. And not only that, we have linked that back to the objectives of the EA team, so we can actually say, how are we realizing the promise of enterprise architecture? That's a very good step forwards. Nothing will work well, and this won't end up well unless the data is of quality. And we spoke a lot about data. So there's a strong focus on Mr. Mubarak to try and make sure that the quality of data is there. And we have at the moment dashboards, and in the roadmap we're going to have AI that we want to be using to be able to keep the quality high. I'll let you finish.
Thank you, Manuel. I mean, having a maintainable data is one of the challenges that we need to make sure that the EA team is ready to have within such kind of tools. And this is why we have this kind of dashboard and KPI to make sure that we measure the data quality and the data accuracy and the data completion for every level of our layer of our own architecture, either business, application, or data. This is the start of the journey. I think being and going to the autonomous way and AI powered like EA activities is a journey that everyone is working on. We are on the first on this where we have the right transparency, the right informed decision. We are working a journey to go through making sure that we embed the AI and making sure that we have more autonomous, less committees, more decision-making within the whole organization by leveraging the EA concepts and principles. I think this is the end. Thanks for listening to us and for having this opportunity to share with you the experience of what we have went through during the last couple of months. Thank you.
Thank you very much.